Democrats got the Inflation Reduction Act passed, got the money to produce chips for electronics bill passed. We got the right to choose affirmed in Kansas. The Department of Justice is investigating Trump. Just ran up in Mar-a-Lago with the raid from the FBI. And they brought the Choco Taco and the Mexican pizza back. Let's go.
I listen to the black guy who
Gordon is always on my coast.
I listen to the black guy who tips because Ron and Karen are on.
Cook it up, bro.
Right. Gordon is always on my coast.
No intro today. You heard me right. They ran up in that man's Mar-a-Lago crib. Oh, it's so beautiful.
That's my jam, nigga. That's my jam. That's my jam, nigga. That's my jam.
Turn that shit up.
I've been right about all of it. We've been right about all of it. Woo! Yes.
Yes. I told y'all. Don't tell me I didn't tell y'all. I told y'all.
Yep, Rob is right. Rob is right. Rob is right. Yep, Rob is right. Yeah, Rob is right. Ooh, what was that again? Oh yeah, Rob was right. Rob was right.
Man, they should put me on MSNBC because I be telling these niggas what I've been saying. I said it, didn't I? I already said it. What did I say? You heard what I said when I said it.
That's all right. Keep on walking. Mary said it. Mary said it. Mary said it. You gotta walk.
I told you.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
They running up in his crib. He don't like it. Now he's saying it was raided. I'm sure they didn't pull the gats out on his ass. I don't even think he there.
He probably not.
But he was mad because they didn't announce it.
Right. So he couldn't prepare.
It was unannounced. You know how they normally announce the FBI raids they be doing? Hey, criminal, we coming. We coming to see if you did some crimes. We'll be there about what time works for you? We don't want to catch you unprepared. How much time you need to flush documents and shit.
Come on, DOJ head. That's a soft-spoken man with a big stick. Cause I don't know. I when he first got that position, he was talking. A lot of people blew him off and they didn't take him seriously because he's a very soft-spoken man. But I was listening to the words that man was saying. And that man was like, we gonna go wherever the evidence leads us. That nigga said, nobody is above the motherfucking law. That nigga was like, I should have been on the Supreme Court. Bitches, if you'd have had me on the Supreme Court, guess what? You wouldn't have had this goddamn problem. You'd have had somebody else doing this case. But you got me on this bitch. And I'm gonna be sure that you pay for not putting me on that motherfucking Supreme Court.
Everybody was talking all that shit about him not doing nothing. He not doing all he doing press release. He not gonna do nothing because he wasn't out here doing press conferences every day or going on MSNBC and giving them access to what they were working on. Shit been on I guarantee from day one of his job. This shit has been a case they've been investigating. And while they was talking all that shit, he was just somewhere in his office.
I guarantee you the whole time they was talking and shit like that, he was probably just working. And the thing is, this is just me on the outside looking in. I think the woman who Biden originally gave the job, who declined it, it wouldn't be surprising that she the one was like, nah, I actually want to do the grunt work. Like I let this white man be the face of it so that he could take the brunt and the blows that go along with that position. But I am gonna get to motherfucking work.
Mhm.
Let's go. And in my opinion, and I might be wrong, but I really do think that's might be why she declined the job, because she was like, no. I don't want to be the face of it. I won't do the motherfucking work.
Look, I don't know, but you know who do be knowing?
I was right about something. Like I said, it would not surprise me because she was overly qualified for that job and she declined it. I was like, she declined that job. In my mind, I was like, that's got to be a reason why she's declining that job.
Mm-hmm.
And this what happened. She was like, no, bitch, I want to get in the trenches. I want to go out here and get that nigga, and I want to be sure it is real and it is serious. We're not fucking around, and we ain't goddamn playing.
Tap the phone, tap the cell and the phone in the basement.
Let's go.
No, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Kick in the door, waving the fofo.
At the home of former President Trump. Trump confirming the news in a statement saying Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida was, quote, under siege by a large group of agents, and adding,
what a bitch. This nigga said under siege, like the army came in there and fucking took over the town capital and some shit. He just knocked on the door and said, yeah, well, we got a warrant.
And everybody moved out the way and let them walk in there.
This is
So they wouldn't go stop them.
just dramatic ass nigga.
the raid was unannounced. NBC News legal analyst Danny Ceballos joins us now. Danny, this is just breaking as we went to air. What do you make of what we're seeing now?
Oh, it's definitely just breaking. I mean, I was called away from dinner just to cover this breaking news. And really what we know right now is just that the FBI apparently has executed a search warrant. And all you know about a search warrant is it means that by definition, the FBI went with an affidavit of probable cause to a magistrate, to a judge, and demonstrated that it is more likely than not that there is evidence of a criminal activity.
Now, here's the other thing. FBI, DOJ, they don't miss. They don't miss.
And that's why who's in these positions matter.
So they wouldn't even be doing none of this shit if they thought they was gonna miss.
Right.
Just trust the process. Trust the process. Let the people play out, do their job. Merrick Garland, do not fuck with that white supremacy
At all.
He go way back.
Mm-mm.
You go back to the motherfucking the bombing of what was it? Was it Ohio? The bomb, you know, when they bombed the fucking federal building and the kids died. He go way back. He don't play that.
Mm-mm. He like me. He like, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
He was like, this shit is wrong.
Yeah. He don't play that shit. So
I can't think of a city.
Oklahoma City. Yes, that's it. I can't think of a more I can't think of I mean, I know people said Doug Jones, and that's cool. You know, I'm not that denigrating him or anybody, but I can't think of somebody more suited for the moment than somebody that's like white supremacy is a top security threat, and the call is coming from inside the house, and I'm gonna follow the case wherever it goes. He said this shit 2021. He was saying this, but motherfuckers ain't want to hear it.
Mm-mm.
It was, you know, that people want shit to move at the speed of Twitter, and they wanted him all in the videos, cutting fucking wrestling promos. We coming for you, and so they could feel better the way they do when they tweet shit. But no, nigga, the job is the job. They gotta go to jail.
That's the job.
Yeah, the press conference ain't part of the job. And
no, it's not. I don't have to tell y'all shit.
Yeah, being good at the press conference, that don't move me
at all. I don't give a fuck about your motherfucking performance. Do something. This is the do something that y'all been begging and pleading for.
Well, that's the thing. They don't really mean do something. They really mean show me something. Tell me you're doing something.
Right.
No, you just do the job and then the results. It's like this person said, well, you know, I'm gonna lose faith in the DOJ because where's the transparency? I said, nigga, the only thing that will renew faith is convictions. That's it. Everything you talking about is not renewing any faith. They can be transparent as everything and then don't charge nobody.
Right.
So you know, look at Mueller. Like that dumbass. It was a
told
long
y'all
ass report.
everything.
But at the end of the report, I decided, can a president even be a criminal? Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my face. Got everybody all excited about that shit. Oh, they loved that talking about his ass. Oh, he was the greatest.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything.
But at the end of the day, he pulled up short. So nah, man. My man Merrick Garland.
I'm undefeated, never lost.
Let's go. But yeah, Trump said in a statement, these are dark times for our nation and my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. It is currently under siege.
Well, they actually don't want you there.
Mm-hmm.
Them people was like, you got to go. You can't use this as your permanent living quarters.
By a large group of FBI agents after working and cooperating with relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was, first of all, this nigga was never cooperating, never working with none of the agencies. That's what his tactic is, to stonewall you. They don't raid the house of the people that cooperate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they clearly was like, this nigga home back shit, just go take it. He said they even broke into my safe. Not your safe. Oh no, whatever will you do? The FBI is not disputing that it carried out a search. At Justice Department headquarters, a spokesperson declined to comment to NBC News because that's what they don't, it's not for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't talk to us.
No, bitch, because you just told everybody.
Right, that's your job. Y'all tell everybody everything. And y'all love the show and y'all love Trump.
Right.
Like even if you
regardless, because he brings ratings. You're about ratings. That's all you care about.
Yeah, y'all love Trump. Y'all love this shit. The White House said it was not given a heads up. That's what I'm talking about. Merrick just over there walking softly, carrying a big stick.
Because he's doing his job. He was like, you know what? You know, it's branches of the government, and I don't have to tell them what I'm doing over here, right?
We did not. Plus, honestly, even if it's not true, they should say that.
Right.
Because a big thing for Trump is to do this like, it's a political witch hunt. This is Joe Biden and them trying to get me because I'm about to run for president. I love when they just like, man, listen, that's Merrick's job. If he getting people, he getting people. But nah, he ain't call us.
We found out the same way y'all did with the press release.
Yep. And they said, we did not have notice of the reported action and will refer you to the Justice Department for any additional information.
Right, because that's their job. They're doing their job.
They're like, this is not my department.
This is above me now.
Hello.
The FBI raid came days after Attorney General Merrick Garland told NBC News that the most wide-ranging investigation in Justice Department history was examining not only the rioters who invaded the Capitol and physically attacked officers, but also examining whether anyone was criminally responsible for interfering with the peaceful transfer of power from one administration to another. I don't know why they needed him to say Trump's name like on some Voldemort shit, but nigga, you know what he's saying. But he didn't say. It's like they be asking, will you go after Trump? I will go as high as the evidence takes me. No one is off limits. Well, he didn't say Trump. I'm like, why are y'all playing these stupid games?
Right.
He's saying it. So yeah, we love to see it. That's what a great day. Honestly, I could end the show
my
here.
Type, nigga.
That's my type. Listen, this is why I vote.
This is why I motherfucking vote.
That's why I do not listen to these niggas telling me not to vote, sit it out. They all the same. No,
they not.
Nah, we got to take our country back, man. And it's not just a Republican thing to say you want your country back. I would like my country back. I would like to be back on that path that we was headed on under Obama, where things were getting not just better, but like progressively we could have built on those foundational steps. Shit, we still building on Obamacare. Things, imagine how shit would be not this fucked up if we just had 4 years of progress on that. I'm not even talking about 4 years of staying stagnant on it, which at this point would also be good because of what the fuck y'all let Trump do. But just 4 years of progress based off of what Obama had already built would have been better than what we have now.
Correct.
We trying to get shit back from not even that long ago. It's like a Hollywood reboot for a movie that came out 4 years ago and shit.
Right.
We redoing we doing Batman. I mean, who knows? Anyway, it's like Donald Trump and them was WB taking over the DCEU. Oh no. Okay, that's what it feels like. Like, what was the plan?
What was the plan?
We reset everything for who, for why, for what.
It was like cancel everything.
But yeah, we love to see it. We fucking goddamn love to see it.
Trust, like I said, that's why we came. We came just to be like, go get them.
Yes, and clearly Biden was feeling himself. He said, "I'm out of quarantine. I'm back on y'all necks." Because he also signed a bill that said we catching all the PPP scammers too.
Go get
them.
Said,
you can't hide. We gonna find you.
Go get them. All of them.
Yeah, man.
Stole people money. People lost their whole ass business because they couldn't get the money because y'all fucking took it.
Honestly, man, like if this were the funds going when we fund the police, then I'm okay with this.
Me too.
If the funds is going to catching PPP scammers and motherfucking Mar-a-Lago,
this is where my taxes go. No problem.
Go ahead and write them one out. Go ahead and take.
Go ahead and take your taxes.
Extra. Take a little something on that one.
No problem at all.
Catch them. Don't shoot no innocent black people. How about that?
That's all I ask.
I know that's a joke, guys. Rachel Maddow, she did an interview and she got asked about Tucker Carlson. And Tucker Carlson, she credited with giving her a start on his show, Tucker, in 2005. And whenever she's asked about him, she normally is pretty cordial about it. Rachel Maddow spoke highly of Tucker Carlson in the interview in the September issue of Vanity Fair, published on Sunday, said Tucker's doing great right now. It was Maddow's first interview since scaling back her duties as host of the Rachel Maddow Show. Earlier this year, she announced she'd be going on hiatus for a few months after helming the highly rated show since 2008. While the interview touched on numerous topics, including her evolving career, in the surprise segment, she was asked about the ever-changing landscape of cable news and pointed to Carlson's career trajectory. But look at Tucker's career. The first show I worked on was his 11 o'clock show on MSNBC that nobody remembers. Well, he was always kicking around the business and has always been talented. It's just this turned out to be his moment. In the interview, she compared Carlson's hosting style to watching professional baseball. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate whatever they're doing in terms of, where they put their shortstop in order to give them a better defense. There's a sort of like respecting the game in terms of people who are doing well and people who are good at it, she said. She's always credited Carlson for being part of her career success and has in turn supported his work despite their differing political beliefs. Tucker and I agree on just about nothing, but he's always been kind to me and a fun person to fight with. I wish him all the best. The Vanity Fair asked Maddow about the New York Times interactive piece on Carlson that analyzes views and rhetoric. Maddow said, more than the issue of, how dangerous are Tucker's ideas and how do they interact with the growth of the authoritarian right in the Republican Party, more so than that question, which is obviously what the central thrust of the reporting was about, I was interested in how they deconstructed why it works. During the interview, she remembered bumping into the Fox News host recently and said it was really nice to see him. So it's interesting because, I shared this, and this is the stuff that I'll talk about when I say, I don't even really watch cable news in general, and especially the white folks, because at some point it just is the gamification of it. It is a game. It's their job. They look at it like a job. They look at it like colleagues that go to work.
Because it's about ratings.
It's, that joke that on Looney Tunes about the wolf that is fighting the sheepdog, and they clock in literally to go to work to he tries to eat the sheep, and the and the dog tries to fight.
And then time runs out and everybody goes home.
Right. Even if you think, well, she's saying this because she knows he doesn't really believe that shit. Well, that's not what his audience thinks. That's not what he sells every night. And it makes me wonder how much of your belief system is your belief system and how much of it is just you picked a side in the grift, and your grift is, I'm going to be the liberal grifter. This is my friend, the conservative grifter. And this is what we do.
And we actually make ratings off of each other.
Yeah, I feel like it honestly lowers you. You know, it lowers you to be like, yeah, this is the homie. You know, like, and I'm sorry, but I can't not think that. You know, and I don't think, you know, I mean, she could give a fuck. Obviously, this is her homie, and I think, but when I talk about the idea of not really being able to trust whiteness a lot of times and white people, and one of the reasons that white people's politics is so cordial and it has to a lot for the fact that such a high percentage of them are alt-right, conservative, authoritarian, all that shit. They are Republicans. I go to my family reunion, the percentage of Republicans below 5% for sure, because I'm black.
Right.
I go to a white person family reunion, who knows, could be 50-50, could be, it's in the South, could be 60-40, could be. The point being, they have to deal with this on a personal level. I don't.
Right.
So I can be hardcore like, yo man, fuck Republicans. And fuck anybody that think it's okay to give that shit some run.
Right.
But she, rich, white, liberal person, can be like, well, yeah, that's just what he does, but real nice guy. You know, talk to him in the thing. I don't think it's possible for him to be real nice guy. And I think that sleight of hand of he treat me fine is some bullshit. You know, I know even if it's true that it's like, yeah, he might treat you cool, but the fact that he can go on the air and say horrible shit about LGBTQ people, knowing that it would affect your life if he got his way, seems to be beyond the pale for me. I don't have a taste for it in that way. Maybe I am. This is the performative impartiality that I hate. You know, because I think people like her look at it as a pat on the back for myself. Look at how I'm able to absorb this on an intellectual level without even it really being an emotional thing.
Don't nobody care about that when they got people dying. Don't nobody give a fuck about that.
And honestly, like, I can't think of a more emotional point of view than he treats me nice, therefore I'm not gonna say nothing too bad about the guy. You know, like I don't know. It seemed whack to me. And like I said, I didn't, you know, people were like, well, if you read past the headline, nigga, I read past the headline. This shit wasn't deep. Like the headline was Rachel Maddow speaks highly of Tucker Carlson in a new interview. Tucker's doing great right now. And people were like, well, if you read past the headline, I know y'all like her because y'all see her on the news every night, and I don't. But that's the headline is not that far off. It's not some great like departure where it's like, oh no, she just meant he's really good at his job and is nice to her and she's thankful to him for giving her a start. Well, I don't know, kind of the same thing. It's not like the headline says she agrees with his views. This headline's not misleading. Like maybe some people are gonna get outraged by the headline and they won't click on it, but I did click on it. I did read it, and it's still fucking frustrating because these are supposed to be the good white people and our allies and shit, and they insist on thinking that this is some type of like commitment, some conviction they have to be like, I'll never let them make me talk bad of Tucker Carlson or some shit. And it's like, what is this? What fight are we in?
Yeah, and it's one of them both sides things, and it's one of those things to where now we're to the point where you can't both sides this, you know, because that's how it used to be, and people used to let that shit slide. I was excited, like, she's been in the game a long time. Years ago, you could say that and not trying to find it. When nobody thought twice about this article, but now people are like, no, we're not going to put up with this. And he's out here spitting rhetoric. This is causing people to get harassed and causing all types of havoc and shit like that. And you're going, but he my friend. Bitch, don't nobody care.
Yes, and it gets worse. Like you know, Bomani, one of the people that helped him get his start, took him on his wing, is Jason Whitlock, you know, but you never see Bo jumping in front of no grenades for Jason Whitlock, because who Jason Whitlock was when he was helping black journalists try to get is not what he does or who he is now.
Right.
And why would I use that to give him cover? Like, nice guy, always friendly to me. Like, what? No, I see what he do. These are his reps now. You hear him, I hear him. He don't need a pat on the back from me to make somebody feel better about that shit. Like, it's as dangerous as it fucking sounds. The end. You know, like I really do not get that shit. You know,
no, and people grow, evolve, and change for the good and for the worse. You know, and like you said, who Tucker Carlson was then when she first started, that might not be the same person he is now. And he's not, because over the years you could see his shit progressively get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse till he has the platform that he has right now.
And how is this? This is the thing. People will agree with you if you go, all right, people that voted for Trump in 2020, right? We can admit that that's pretty irredeemable after everything you saw for 4 years. If you still voted for this man, that's pretty terrible, right? If I say, hey man, can we stop interviewing white people and saying this about economic anxiety while they vote for Trump? People will agree with me. They'll be hardcore like, yeah, we need to stop doing that. But it is the sympathies of the people in charge of liberal and, you know, democratic media like this that are played upon when this happens. They are the ones sympathetic to those racists. They are the ones that want to go get their life stories. They are the ones who think it ultimately is not their fault, that there must be some other reason than racism and bigotry that keeps them running to Trump and shit. It is them that goes, well, Tucker Carlson's a good guy. He's nice to me. It's that shit. And she's just an example of, this is not to personally vilify just her. Like, she can be good at her job and all this shit, but it is the tender mercies of these people that make me concerned. It's, you know, I remember, you know, I had friends texting me, Merrick Garland ain't gonna do shit, because Rachel Maddow had went on her show and was like, this DOJ memo says they would not prosecute people that are as like a political candidates that are running for office unless the DOJ signs off on it. And I said, that's not even what the fuck. That doesn't mean they can't prosecute Trump. They probably been investigating this man. This not new. And yeah, we should have a Justice Department that isn't politically motivated, and that should be a both sides thing. The next DOJ and whoever takes it over, everyone should go by this rule, which is we don't just go after people because they are political foes. There should have to be some evidence of criminality or something. And the way it looks with Trump is there's plenty of evidence of criminality
because he's not a smart man.
Yeah, so I don't even understand how but she went on the air and was like, this is what it means, and implied that he ain't gonna do shit. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, well, yeah, of course the person that is buddies or doesn't want to be against Tucker Carlson publicly or whatever, of course that person has that kind of shit in them, where it's a TV show. It is a media construct. It is a ratings thing, because that is good ratings to take a memo that doesn't say explicitly what she said, what she implied, but you get the worry warts. And now you got my fucking friends texting me all hours of the night because they think Merrick Garland ain't gonna do shit because they trust your face, and you went up there and said that shit because it made good TV. Meanwhile, the fucking scroll on the TV looking like the Sports Center ticker and shit, because that's what gets your eyes on the screen. Someone asked me tonight, you watching MSNBC, you know, look at these people on here because they giddy now. And honestly, I didn't even want to say it because, you know, I don't want it to come off like mean to this person, because obviously they're giddy too. We're in a good place. But my whole thing was like, I'm actually not gonna watch it.
Nope.
Because fuck them. They've been sitting around for months telling me Merrick Garland ain't shit and wasn't gonna do shit. Right. And I've been sitting here on the show going, yes, he is. And we have no reason to believe he won't. Like that's us. Like, you want me paranoid, you want me pessimistic, you want me anxious, you want me tuning in like you are the salve that will feed my thirst. Meanwhile, you're the salt ocean water that's making me more thirsty as I sip it, right?
Yeah, to keep me tuned in.
You're dehydrating me. You know what I mean with this shit. So yeah, man. I actually do not watch that shit. I like, whenever I watch MSNBC or something like that, it's always in passing, and it's always just like I was flipping channels and it stayed on there for 10 minutes, and then I was like, oh shit, let me put it on something else. You know, like I haven't watched it in years like that. They rate and show it because I'm like, y'all are still just a TV show designed to make me paranoid. And you know, it's the one thing where if I say that about Fox News, if I say that about OAN, people get it. But I'm all like, yeah, but the other channels kind of have the same thing. It's MSNBC firing all their people of color and women a couple years ago because the ratings were down. Because it's ultimately about ratings. And if that means like, listen, Melissa Harris Perry and all that woke shit, it was not doing good for the ratings. Let's go ahead and move off of this.
And also, isn't it ironic that a lot of these firings started happening after Obama left office? Because all of a sudden we ain't got to cover that black shit no more. Like a lot of people better realize that. Like a lot of people won't think twice about that. But yeah, everybody black and brown and all these pundits that you used to have on there week after week, all these people in academia who actually made a living off of this. I was in the motherfucking phone stopped ringing because there was like, ain't no nigga in office. So what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. So like I said, I know how this is gonna come off to certain people because they like her, they're protective of her. I'm not attacking her. I'm just saying this mentality is something I've talked about on the cable news for years, where it's like they on our side, but this is the limits of good whiteness. It still has limits. It can't be but so punitive to their own folk because it's like that's the homie. Tucker Carlson is not the homie for me, and probably not for nobody that listens to this podcast will we ever think of kind things to say about him, you know? So we don't have that affection or whatever it is from when he was nice to me because, you know, we never worked with him. He never looked at us and seen some potential or whatever. She can't erase that because it's part of her core value system. It wouldn't be true to tell y'all, I actually don't have good feelings towards him. He's a piece of shit. So for whatever reason, that's a conviction she's holding on to. So yeah, I can't but go up for the coverage. I can't really go up for the cable news. You know, I'm sure people watch it tonight because it's like event TV. Like I get it, you know. And if you go and watch TV tonight on cable news, you know, it's gonna be CNN or MSNBC. I don't know when Don Lemon comes on, but you know, it's gonna be people that will look like it's an event. You know, I get that. But just in general, I'm not gonna watch it every night because it's just that I can feel that. You know, it's when John wrote in and was asking me about watching, you know, the January 6th hearings, and I was like, yeah, too much of the coverage is about how good a TV show it is, and that bothers me because I feel like the fate of democracy is on the line. I feel like my rights and your rights are on the line. And I feel like there's going to be consequences and repercussions if this doesn't go right. And I don't have the disconnection and distance from it enough to be like, season 2, can't wait. Like, I don't have, that don't mean nothing. It actually makes me mad to think of it that way.
Right. This ain't no fucking thing where we can just rewrite the script when it fucks up.
All right, let's get into other news. Frank Ocean is selling a $25,000 luxury cock ring.
The singer?
Yeah, the singer. I mean, it's a lot of money. So I guess this is what it's edited so you don't see, but you can kind of see the ring. Make it out there. $25,000. Okay. So I guess if you can't afford it, you literally a broke dick nigga.
Apparently so.
It's called the XXXL H-bone ring. What if you buy the XXXL H-bone ring, but your dick it's too big? It's like having a Magnum condom, you know? Then they gotta be like, actually, can I just get the 1X ring? Is that less? Still $25,000.
Yeah, don't matter. Same price.
The accessory is a diamond encrusted cock ring. The H-bone ring is made up of 18 karat yellow gold with an array of princess cut diamonds.
Oh, well, okay. About to ask, how is that comfortable?
The code, yeah. I mean,
maybe that's just me because last time I checked, diamonds and shit, them shits is hard.
Yeah, you slamming that up against somebody.
Right.
The $25,570 sex toy is just a piece of his luxury jewelry collection. Homer. The brand includes pendants, earrings, and a keychain. The items are available for purchase online at the Homer store in New York City. So I guess y'all ain't getting no album. This what he done went for Rihanna.
Yeah. He was like, I'm okay if I make less. Y'all ain't getting no album.
Yeah. I don't know. But you know, people like different things when they have sex. So maybe some people slamming diamonds into your sensitive area, that might be a turn on.
Trust that bitch gonna sell.
But then you gotta clean it after.
It might even go. It might even be people might pay more than he asked for it.
Yeah, well, I guess it's never seemed like a fetish I've ever heard of. Like, you've never heard of people like, I like to get fingered, but with diamond rings on and shit, so it hurt a little bit.
Yeah, you might have people that are into cock rings. They might have like a cock ring collection, like
True.
or something like that.
Oh yeah,
and they like, you know
like
what?
Batman suits.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? I might want to add that to my collection. Might not never use it, but like, I just want to hang it up there and put it on display.
Imagine you getting robbed, and then they'd be like, the cock ring too. Take it off.
By the way,
yeah, unzip your pants. To promote
I know you got it on.
To promote the sex toy, Ocean decided to post a nude photo of someone's penis wearing the ring. It's unclear who the model was in the picture. However, Twitter users had a lot to say. Let's see. Speechless as I open Instagram to see Frank Ocean drop the cock ring before a new album. Can I get the Frank Ocean cock ring in XXL, please? This one is a picture of that woman that lifted the dude up by his legs. Would she buy me that new Frank Ocean dick ring?
Oh no,
babe, what's wrong? Why aren't you wearing the $25,000 cock ring that's not by Frank Ocean? What if you just buy it and wear it on your finger?
That shit look like that's what I said, like a ring.
Yeah, Frank Ocean really dropping dick pics instead of an album. Frank Ocean dropping a cock ring instead of coming out with an album. It's a woman screaming.
Y'all just gonna be mad, like you said. He on that Rihanna tip.
Oh man. Oh, did Shein start selling a replica of the Frank Ocean cock ring yet? Shein do be on it.
Yes,
fast fashion. I need to choose which boyfriend is my favorite so I can buy him the Frank Ocean cock ring. Oh man, that's hilarious. Frank Ocean dropping the cock on him. Good
yes, he is.
Did you know today is National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day?
Oh shit.
I guess that is, maybe Frank Ocean thought it would sneak some eggplant. I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of this shit. This gotta be white people shit. First of all, sneaking onto anybody's porch in 2020, I worry I'm getting shot.
Hey, I got ring cameras.
Yeah, so apparently people this started in the 1920s. It originated in Italy. Zucchini. Oh, this is the history of the zucchini. Okay, so zucchinis came over here in the 1920s. We're not sure that exactly the first National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day was celebrated, but we do know it's the brainchild of Thomas Roy, who also invented National No Socks Day and Humbug Day. Well, this nigga just had a lot of time. he just was. I know he was getting on everybody's nerves. It's National No Socks Day. Like, man, go on back. Don't take some zucchini. A man was hospitalized after an alligator bit him in the face at Florida's Lake Thanatasasa.
The face? What did the alligator say? Bitch, get out of my face! And just took a chunk of his face?
I think so.
That's exactly what the alligator said. I gotta have enough of him.
Man, he's lucky to be alive. It happened at 3:45 p.m. Thursday. I can't believe people go swimming in Florida anywhere. I would be so scared to get in the water anywhere because the alligators don't know.
Right. We don't see. Didn't the person that got drowned a bit was over there doing a frisbee throwing and the alligator was like, got you in the frisbee, bitch? When they're doing some
yes.
kind of, yes.
Okay. Because it didn't know. Then they kill the alligators and shit like it's the alligator.
No,
fault.
the alligator just being an alligator.
The other alligators don't even know you killed it. So it's not even like it's a warning like, oh, they killing niggas for that now? Around 1.3 million alligators live in Florida in all 67 counties. You got to be out your motherfucking mind.
Ooh,
nigga, what?
That got to be the biggest and largest in the country, ain't it?
They recommend people stay away from alligators and avoid handling or feeding them. And I don't know the answer to your question, so I'm not. I wasn't trying to ignore you, but I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna Google that.
Nuisance alligators, those those that are 4 feet or longer and believed to pose a threat to people, their pets, or property are trapped and killed by the agency. So how big was the one that bit this nigga in the face? Was it not a nuisance? Because I find that to be rather annoying, bitten in the face by any size alligator. It's like, oh, it's not a nuisance one. Give it about 2 more feet. There have been at least 3 fatal alligator attacks this year. So
I found the answer to my question. It is Louisiana.
That makes sense.
They got 1 million wild alligators and another 1 million alligators in farms. But goddamn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got wild alligators. They got some domesticated alligators. They got some sedity ass alligators, but don't nobody talk about them.
They got some sassy alligators.
I guarantee we about to have some good feeding tonight. Go ahead, walking this swamp. Let's see what else is happening. Because of global warming, more human remains discovered as drought dries Lake Mead.
Oh shit, they finding the bodies, the water evaporating.
Yep. It's the 4th time since May that remains are being uncovered as the western drought forces the shoreline to retreat at the shrinking Colorado Reservoir behind the Hoover Dam.
Goddamn, how quick is it drying up?
I wonder if they're gonna catch like a serial killer.
You know what? It's sad, but I hope a lot of families get closure, because as they start finding these bodies, they're gonna start doing their DNA tests and realize that some of these bodies are people that's probably been missing for some decades. It's been underneath that water and nobody knew they was down there.
Like, do they have a mafia?
It's something happening because they all end up in this lake.
Yeah. Yeah, National Park Service said rangers are called to the reservoir between Nevada and Arizona around 11 a.m. after skeletal remains were discovered at Swim Beach. Park Service officials said the Clark County Medical Examiner Office will try to determine how the person died as investigators review records of missing people.
They're gonna start closing some cases.
On May 1st, a barrel containing human remains was found near the Hemingway Harbor. Now, see, I don't think they drowned.
Nigga, did you say a barrel?
I said a barrel, Karen. Okay, like a barrel of monkeys.
Like what they use when they do the bulls?
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. All I'm saying is there's no
and I don't think that person put themselves in that barrel.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be like, oh, it must have been a suicide or accidental drowning. Not in the barrel.
Only people I see purposely going there is the clowns at the rodeo. That's it. Don't nobody purposely run and jump in barrels.
Yep. So yeah, they said this is happening a lot. Less than a week later, human skeletal remains were found at Cowville Bay. More recently, partial human remains were found in the Boulder Beach area.
I guess the killers got to find them a new spot because the water dried up.
I know, it's probably like some fucking 80-year-old mobsters and shit. Like, hey, Tony, you hear about the fucking lake? You know,
right.
whatever.
It was like, we got to find us another spot because global warming. Ain't that funny? They catch the criminals because of global warming.
Global warming gonna get, that's what's gonna get the crisis solved. CSI global warming, that's gonna be the next thing.
Yes, it is.
You know, they burned down the forest in California and we found some bodies. We got to solve a crime.
They gonna fuck around. They gonna be like, you know what? As a matter of fact, we found 3 dead bodies in the middle of this tree. Don't nobody know why.
Yeah, it was a flood and it washed away all the evidence that was all the debris that was covering up the evidence. Right. 17 people dead over here.
By the way, we was over here investigating the polar ice caps and and the penguin tripped over some skeletons, so we had to investigate.
Imagine that's how you get found.
Right.
Oh, let me guess. Polar ice cap melted. Yep. I'm the ice cap killer. Yep. Let's go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
You right. Straight to jail.
And what's so sad, you know, like I said, who knows? But when you're dealing with stuff like this, and what state you said this was in? What, Florida?
No, Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona. And the thing is, like I said, it's sad, but I really do hope families get closure. Like people who have been looking for people for decades and had no idea where they were, they're going to start being like, and I hope they reopen cases and reinvestigate and all that shit to find out what happened to these people and how they died.
I'm with you. All right, let's get into another segment. Let's do some fucking with black people. Pull out the fucking with black people song.
Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people. Fucking with black people.
That's right, fucking with black people. The game we go around the globe, find different articles, make us feel fuck with. The side point scores 0 to 100. Intervals of 25. Today's contestants: a man who shot Ahmaud Arbery gets a life sentence for hate crimes. Double it up. We love to see it. Racist father and son were given an extra. It's funny how you can say it after he's convicted. Racist father, like it's just a fact now. There's no quotes around it.
Right before then, it was allegedly racist.
Yeah. Even though they killed this black man, we have it on tape and we know exactly what happened. Alleged racist that said we killed him because he's black. Looked dead in the camera, said absolutely why we did it. Alleged racist.
And they get convicted all of a sudden. You be like, okay, can we stop playing the games now? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he's convicted, so it's final. Racist, like, oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that? Appreciate y'all. Very Rachel Maddow. Okay, it's just a joke. Don't write in, guys. I know y'all love her. Y'all went to school together. Travis McMichael, 36, his dad, Greg, 66, was slapped with an additional life term. Yes, you die, you come back, you do some more jail. Double life.
For life.
Double up on that life, player. Just in case you got some, you know how you playing Mario Brothers and you get a mushroom?
You get extra life.
If you got a mushroom, your ass still gonna be in jail.
No, like we don't care nothing about your extra life.
Up and back in jail.
Right back. Not playing these games.
Yeah, we not fucking with y'all. The neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, who filmed the outrage, was handed an extra 35 of them years. The cameraman. All three are already serving life sentences.
You know, and that's how they end up getting caught, because the cameraman was like, hey, y'all, let me show y'all how my friend. And they was like, oh, word, thank you for the film.
Yeah, he didn't think he did nothing wrong.
Right. He didn't think they did nothing wrong. He hadn't posted it. They probably would have glossed over this, and the family would have still been demanding justice.
He was out there like, yeah, so we good, right?
No, you're not good. All I was doing was taking a film. It don't matter. It don't matter. You did not try to stop them.
Right. But yeah, all three already serving life sentences. The McMichaels without the possibility of parole after being convicted by Georgia State Court in January. Monday's sentences are all concurrent to the existing terms, meaning that in Brian's case, he may end up free if a parole board ever decides to release him. But there was an extra sting in the tail for the racist dad and son Monday after a judge refused to move them to a federal prison. Yeah, they wanted to go to a nicer prison.
Oh, and they was like, no, sir.
Yeah, and I want to say that the family even was like, nah. Y'all ain't going to no nice prison. We ain't them forgiving niggas. I'm concerned that my client faces an effective backdoor death penalty, Greg McMichael's attorney, Amy Lee Copeland, said in court Monday. I understand the rich irony, judge, of expressing that my client will face vigilante justice himself. It is very rich. It's very rich irony. That's like the richest irony possibly I've ever seen. Like that is
right.
He's rich. He is rich.
What?
He's got his own money. And baby, when I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money.
That's how rich the irony is.
You did it this time. You hit the jackpot.
The richest irony. You must be out your motherfucking mind.
No, they're like, no, go to the jail.
All right. Listen, we think if he goes to jail, something bad might happen to him. Someone might want to take the law into their own. Oh, now I hear it myself. Oh, I hear it. I'm saying
the same thing y'all did, took the law into your own hands.
And we just think that's wrong. And if anyone did that, they should go to jail because, all right, Your Honor, I rest my case. You said so. During this Greg's sentencing earlier, Arbery's aunt, Diane Arbery, delivered an emotional impact statement admonishing the elder McMichael for being an irresponsible father to his murderous son. As a father, you should have known better, but as a human being, you should have done better. I'm sure, speaking of Arbery's before his sentence was handed down, he said, I'm sure that my words mean very little to you, but I want to assure you that I didn't want any of this to happen. When you left the house and followed this man in your truck with your guns, what did you think would happen? Like, what was the fantasy in your mind of like, this will be the perfect way for this plan to go? Because I got a feeling that it was exactly what happened. It's not a lot of things you bring a gun to that don't end up like this. The trio were all previously convicted of killing Arbery in Georgia State Court. Turning his attention to the Brown judge, the judge said, let no one think that the 420 months is a light sentence, because you don't deserve a light sentence. So yeah, that I don't have the father's quote in this article, but yeah, they have a YouTube video. Oh, Jesse Jackson was there. Shout out to Jesse.
Address Travis McMichael. You were very clear about why you wanted them to serve in state prison. No one got to tell us what you wanted the court to understand about the pain the family been through.
Oh, they not mic'd up. Okay, I don't want to put the bad out of y'all here, but
Yeah,
I just remember reading it. Oh, actually, I can go find it on my Twitter because I retweeted it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you know, for the family, they're like, we have been demanding this shit, and it actually, if it wasn't for the video person put out the video, we would have never got justice.
Right. So yeah, it was oh yeah, it said Marcus Arbery, who's the father of my Arbery, said, we don't want no mercy. They didn't even give him a chance to finish his run, and you're asking for the court to send you somewhere where you can be laid back. Exactly. Watch your back the rest of your life. We don't fuck with you. So yeah, we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. Anyway, 0 to 100, Karen.
0 for the outcome, but 100 for the fact that it happened. You know, because he went out for a run and they expected him to come back home.
Yep, I give it.
Didn't return.
Yeah, 0 because I appreciate the sentencing and I agree with it and all that stuff, and even the comments from the family. That's dope. Although no matter what the family said, I would have. I'm never gonna come down on the family for this. But yeah, 0 for all that, and then of course eternal 100s for these niggas. They killed an innocent black man who was taking a job.
Yeah, lied and just wasted time, just doing all types of stupid shit.
The U.S. charges 4 Kentucky police officers in the Breonna Taylor killing. Yeah, in case you had thought that this shit was over. Wrong.
This is DOJ, right?
Yeah. It's Merrick Garland.
The same DOJ that Applicant told me wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean Merrick Garland?
Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland.
Merrick Garland. Beyonce knows dropping them mixtapes.
Yeah, them surprise DOJ charges
at midnight. Don't nobody never know when they coming.
Charged 4 current and former Louisville, Kentucky police officers for their role in the botched 2020 raid that killed Breonna Taylor, a black woman who was in her home in a case that sparked nationwide protests. The charges represented the Justice Department's latest effort to crack down on abuses and racial disparities in policing. Yeah, it also, like, there's a lot of people who had been saying for the last couple of years that black people weren't getting anything for voting for Biden, and just really trying to highlight this idea that Biden doesn't care, the Justice Department doesn't care. I don't. It's not monetary, but I very much do care about shit like this.
Right.
And you could even argue on some case, in a way, it is monetary, but I'm not going to see a personal justice check in my mail for this. But I very much do care in that I felt this was an injustice. And for 4 years, a Department of Justice, well, not the full 4 years, but I knew that I could not depend on Trump's Department of Justice to even look at this.
Right.
As far as they were concerned, what happened was what was supposed to happen. That's just the hazards of you being black. And we should never denigrate our police officers, no matter what the fuck they do.
Right. You're collateral damage.
And the thing that I fuck with the DOJ and Biden and a lot of Democrats in this area is I'm not so woke as to believe we don't need police and there's no such thing as good police and shit. I hear what people are saying. That's fine. What I do believe is that policing is very fraught with dangers, is so much power. It should not be just universally supported no matter what they do. And I believe in oversight. I believe in consent decrees. I believe in that shit, you know, because we're always going to have people that do crime. We're always going to have people who are victims of crime. And there's always going to be a human call for justice. And no matter how far you get in your abolition beliefs and stuff, there's some contradictions that pop up. Like, what are you doing for police officers kill somebody? That's not the time for me to want some abolition. These niggas can go to prison. Same thing with the people that killed Ahmaud Arbery. Like, I do want something to happen to them, not just on some solely to protect society thing. Part of me is punitive, and I have to be honest about that part of me. I want them to suffer. I want them to go to jail and not be allowed to just do shit out here with the rest of us. It's not just a one-time mistake and we just look past it. Some crimes are like that. A lot of crimes are like that. This ain't one of them. But the point being, a DOJ that goes, no. And they figured out that, one, they think the way they use false information to obtain the search warrant. That's number one. Number two, they met in a parking lot to cover up the falsification of the warrant. Now, that is information that I guarantee you the other DOJ could have got.
Yes.
That's the information that the fucking Attorney General of Kentucky, that black nigga that was like, ain't nothing to see in there for 10 years. I ain't seen it.
That's why he mad. He's upset. And they was like, nigga, you should have did your job.
Right. He refused to do his job.
Right.
Like, that's why they're upset, because he's doing his goddamn job. Garland said Breonna Taylor should be alive today. The Justice Department is committed to defending and protecting the civil rights of every person in this country. That was this department's founding purpose and remains our urgent mission. I should have added this to the upfront. I meant to add this. But yeah, this is what I want. This is why I vote. Yes. This is the people I need in power. Because did you not feel powerless the last 4 or 5 years watching shit like this happen and knowing that the people that are responsible for the Department of Justice were like, nah, we actually on the side of cops? You didn't feel powerless when people were passing transphobic laws and the DOJ under Trump was like, we're going to argue for the transphobic side of this law?
Right.
We actually don't believe that sex and gender is covered under discrimination anymore. Like, yeah, if you a woman is covered, but if you anything other than a biological woman, we are not protecting your rights. Like, you didn't feel that and go, yeah, this is unacceptable. Because people were still talking kind of loose with it. Like, it didn't matter. And I feel like it can't matter. If this doesn't show you difference in mattering, then maybe you out to lunch. Anyway, 0 to 100.
This right here gets a 0, gets 100 for her death, but a 0 because who's in office matters, and who's in these positions, that shit matters. It is not all the same. They are not all equal.
Yeah, man. I was talking to a person today that was saying how, like, you know, they've been doing some work with, like, within the system, dealing with, like, people that do prosecutions and stuff like that. And they were like, now that I'm on, like, before they were on that side of things and working within it to see how shit worked, there was like, you know, I did used to kind of be more like, you know, like the social media type of liberal, where like long, like where it's just like, we don't even need cops and cops don't do shit and all prosecutors are bad, you know, that kind of shit. And we were kind of like discussing this interview with this police like abolitionist type guy on Trevor Noah's show, Daily Show, and it's good. You know, Trevor Noah's a great interviewer, and of course he got to the heart of a lot of the contradictions, the hypocrisies, or the sleight of hand shit. And the guy did the typical sleight of hand shit that a lot of these abolitionists do, which is fine. Like it's fine when you're talking to a room full of people that agree with you, but it's not gonna work when you're talking to a room full of people who are just living in a community. They don't be on Twitter like that, and they're not influenced by the sloganeering of it because they don't care about the peer pressure of joining it, because they don't have to worry about virtue signaling. They're not, this is not like, oh, if I'm not down with this, my friends are going to pick at me like Facebook and Twitter will. They're just like, so what are you saying?
Right. What are you saying? What does this mean? Make it simple, make it plain.
Yeah. And there's certain terms that because other people have used them either in bad faith or they've been derailed somehow that they don't want to say. And it's like you're playing this weird game where you can't say like taboo, where you can't say the word that is the only word that fits. So you don't want to say stuff like, we need to reform, we need oversight, we need to do that. You're never gonna say, so they have to use sleight of hand. So when someone asks them some shit like, so in the meantime, before we get to this perfect utopia where we have all the funds going to schools and we don't have to worry about crime, what do we do in the interim? Because people are still going to commit crimes, and even after we do all that funding, they're going to commit crimes. They just move to like, but we already have the tools in place. No, nigga, what the fuck am I supposed to? If I get robbed tomorrow, what do I do?
Right. What is
under your system? What happens? Well, restorative justice. That's a catch-all. Restorative justice doesn't mean one thing. I've heard people explain it, and each person got a different explanation of what it really is. There's not a process there. Oh, we'll just have the community do it. Well, what happens when the community's fucked up? What if the community decides we like this man who's a rapist? What if the community is the community of people that say we defend R. Kelly? What if it's a community that goes, but Bill Cosby he's like my dad. He didn't do it. So it's like, it's deeper questions that they avoid answering, you know? But the point being, like, a lot of this stuff, this is why we need people in place. And if there's gonna be a DOJ and there's gonna be an AG, I'm gonna need it to be a Democrat. I'm gonna need it to be somebody with some wherewithal. I don't want it to be Jeff Sessions. I don't want it to be Bill Barr. That's important to me. And it's not just president, and it's not just my local office either. That's a national thing. So yeah, this is a moment that I didn't even think could happen because it's been so long. I gave up. I said, this is so they'll never be brought to justice. We will never get justice for Breonna Taylor. And my man said, you thought? Let's go.
Yeah, and they've been investigating that shit the whole time, and they didn't say anything. They didn't make no announcements. They didn't do anything, and they was like, "We got evidence. You're under arrest, and we'll see you." Basically, they're either gonna plead, or we'll see your ass in court.
Exactly. You love to see it, as I say. All right. Let's see. Do one more. We'll do one more. Wait, is this even still up? This is old. Let me see. Oh, you know what? No, because it's from that website that plays a commercial every 4 seconds into the fucking video. Let's do a different one then. Houston Metro draws backlash over Rosa Parks tribute seen in honor of her birthday on Transit Equity Day. Okay. A public transit tribute meant to honor Rosa Parks has drawn social media blowback, with posts criticizing the yellow seat covers recently placed on Metro vehicles. Metro Houston joined other transit organizations across the nation in placing commemorative seats honoring civil rights icon Rosa Parks at the front of its buses last week on Transit Equity Day and Rosa Parks' birthday, according to a release. Parks is remembered for her refusal to give up her seat in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955, which led to the Supreme Court's decision to declare segregation on buses unconstitutional. The seat covers read, dedicated to the memory of Rosa Parks. Okay. The The National Day of Action recognizes her act of defiance, strength, and dignity while promoting access to and investment in public transportation as a civil right and strategy to combat climate change, said the Metro officials. The announcement was received with mixed reviews. Some people called it disrespectful and disturbing. There is no tribute. It's ignorance and a slap in the face towards Rosa Parks and African Americans, one Twitter user commented. To simply reduce her fight to a yellow seat, CRT is obviously needed in Texas. One person's tweet criticizing the seats for not being adequate enough to honor the sacrifices African Americans made went viral, earning more than 150,000 likes in less than a day. Jean Theo Harris, a political science professor at Brooklyn College, whose biography, The Rebellious Life of Miss Rosa Parks, won a 2014 NAACP Image Award, said the gesture by Metro Houston may have been well-intentioned, but ultimately felt toothless. I think things like seat covers and statues are comfortable ways of honoring Rosa Parks because they don't ask anything of us in the present. Rosa Parks, to the end of her life in 2005, was insistent with the struggle for racial justice wasn't over and that there was much more work to be done. What would have been more fitting of an honor would be for Houston Public Transit Authority to have used the seat cover money to inaugurate a program in her honor for free public transportation cards for poor people, or joined a public campaign to let Texas Senator Cruz or Cornyn know that they were facing Rosa Parks' memory when they helped block the voting rights bill last month, since she also fought for decades for voting rights. Metro Houston did out a statement. Metro embarked on this initiative after one of our customers saw a similar tribute to Rosa Parks on a San Antonio VIA bus and asked if we would consider doing something similar. Tributes to Park can also be found on transit vehicles or properties across the country. We honor her act of defiance and demand to be treated with dignity, which changed the course of history in the fight for civil rights. The commemorative seat being installed at the front of our vehicles is symbolic of courage, equity, and justice. We respect the fact that this gesture has sparked an important conversation on social media about social and economic opportunities for all. At Metro, every day is Transit Equity Day, which is why we offer discounted fares for students, seniors, and those living with disability, free fares for older seniors and veterans, and free rides to the courthouse for jurors or to the polls for during election. All right, 0 to 100.
This is a 0 for me.
Mm-hmm.
The response gets 100.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest reason why is because and I might be wrong, but to me, this sounds like when Black people at the cafeteria fight for fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like demanding fried chicken and greens and stuff be on the menu. And niggas got their own insecurities and they bring their insecurities to the table. Now, don't nobody get no delicious chicken, the greens or pork and beans or and cornbread because of y'all insecurities.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, somebody Black bought this up. So this is a Black person's idea.
Yeah.
So somebody Black bought this up. And it's one of the things to where I could see somebody who rides the bus all the time being touched by that and it meaning something to them. And, and my thing is, why can't you do both? It's like these 0, or some people get on my nerves on social media.
Also, like, what I find weird is I don't know that a public busing system can donate to either candidate in a race.
Right.
Or put out an ad to be like, this candidate can't, like, don't say shit.
You don't know their restrictions and all that stuff, right?
I would wonder who the people are that got so upset. I didn't see this on my timeline, which is just my timeline, but I'm not upset by it at all. I find it, honestly, I find it the same as you, kind of weird to be this upset by this. I don't feel like it's disrespectful to her legacy or her memory at all. 0 for me. I don't get. And who knows if it was real outrage or just, I mean, they said it was a lot of people that retweeted it, but I don't know. I didn't see it, and I don't think, obviously everyone's inclined to be upset if they want to, but I don't see it as upsetting.
I don't see it at all. And it's also one of those things where you don't know what kind of rules or restrictions like they might have, right, and all this stuff. And a lot of times people make assumptions. You don't know what other money they might be donating, like what other things you're making. Like I said, it's
they did just they went down like and said, because like here's the other problem, and even in the response you didn't hear this. You can't say like free rides for black people all day, and the people didn't even suggest that as like part of the like this what they should have did. So yeah, you just I don't know. I'm not bothered by this. All right, let's get to some Guess the Race, and we'll get out of here.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
A woman who was working as a nanny in Charlotte has been arrested. According to Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department, 33-year-old Sarah Catherine Seltzer was taken into custody on Thursday after she allegedly stole items from a potential client's home on Tuesday following an interview with a prospective family. On August 2nd, she went to the home to conduct an interview and later returned to the home, entered through the back door. Once back inside the home, she took numerous items, including bottles of prescription drugs. She also is accused of taking items of sentimental value. Police report details a pattern of accusation against her for stealing from other families while babysitting. 9 separate reports to CMPD show similar accusations against Seltzer, including stolen pill bottles, breaking and entering, stealing thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, and designer bags. Reports against her range from December 2021 all the way to this August 2nd. Charged 2 counts of breaking and entering, 2 counts of larceny after breaking and entering, along with other charges, including felony larceny. Karen, guess the race.
White.
Karen's going with white. All right, see the chat room. No guesses as of yet. Probably a little delay. Snow roach. Damn. White. White people be stealing. White, black, white claw. I guess snow roach is like moon cricket, I guess, but for white people. Anyway, the correct answer is white.
Yeah, because she robbed so many homes that there's no way they would let a black person rob this many people.
Yeah, when you're on your 9th home, that's white people behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Also, stealing pills feels like white people shit, but
that's me too. That's what I'm about to say too. Yeah, like not that we don't steal pills, we don't steal them like that.
All right. A woman is arrested after stabbing a man to death during sex.
Well, goddamn.
A woman in Tennessee was arrested after fatally stabbing a man while they were having sex.
Dick was not bomb.
Right. I mean, I think we've all heard that dick will make you slap somebody. We never heard dick will make you stab somebody.
Dick will make you slap somebody.
The Nashville Metropolitan Police Department said Christina Walker, 32, was taken into custody without incident Saturday night. They found a 44-year-old man inside his room dead with multiple stab wounds.
Ooh.
A female witness told the victim to come to the motel room to hang out and possibly solicit sex from herself and from Walker. The witness said she declined sex from the victim, but that Walker agreed. The affidavit said that during intercourse, Walker became enraged, grabbed a knife, and fatally stabbed the victim. The other woman said she attempted to stop Walker, but Walker turned a knife on her and cut her, so she fled the room. I know that's right.
Yeah, did she call 911 smart? No, I'm not getting it, but I don't blame him.
Yeah. Another witness who saw Walker flee the scene described as having a demonic look on her face following the stabbing. Multiple people on the property identified Walker as a suspect. Police found Walker later that night, took into custody. All right, Karen, guess the race of Christina Walker.
Christina Walker. I'm gonna go black.
All right. Chat room is sparkly white as the three ding-a-bling cock ring he had on. White. Walker is a black name. White Walker, white, black, white woman possessed. A lot of people, pussy poltergeist, a lot of people going back and forth between black and white. Karen, you said black. Mm-hmm. You got it right. Yeah, it's look tough out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not blaming the victim, but she looks stabby. Okay, I'm just saying it. Let's just get it all out here in the air. Everybody's okay, but she looks stabby.
That was why I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life. How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
Gold
the race.
teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey eat baboon, big time, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
All right, let's get to it. Police say man copped to bizarre theft. Louisiana man is admitted to stealing and pawning a $4,500 ring owned by his girlfriend and then using the ill-gotten proceeds for a down payment on an engagement ring for the same woman.
What? This was not a smart crime at all.
He was kind of sounding like he was upgrading if he would use it for just a down payment. Justin Pope was arrested Wednesday, 29 years old, arrested yesterday for the theft of the ring belonging to Samantha Futch, 40. Pope allegedly stole the ring in the mid 2019 from Futch's residence, a village at Downsville, a village about 25 miles from Monroe. According to probable cause affidavit, Pope yesterday confessed to taking a ring that belonged to his then girlfriend. He sold the ring at a local pawn shop, then used the money for a down payment on an engagement ring for.
Did she keep that one? You steal that one too?
The stolen ring, it's a pyramid scheme. The stolen ring, cops reported as a value of basically $4,500. The affidavit does not reveal how Pope, seen above, was identified as a suspect or why it took 2 years for the arrest. Pope told the sheriff's office deputies that he sought to retrieve the ring a month after pawning it, only to learn that it had been melted for scrap. The court filings list separate addresses for Pope and Futch, so it appears they are no longer a couple. Maybe that's why it took 2 years after they broke up. She said, and I know you stole my ring.
Right.
I mean, my ring went missing. The next day you popped up, said, will you marry me? All right, Karen, guess the race.
I'm going black.
Black for this one. All right, let's check the chat room. Sounds like Stan from Martin Black. Stealing from his bitch for that same bitch, white. He wanted to marry his girlfriend, got her pregnant to leave. This is black. This ain't a black. Okay, well, what race is it then, Shay? Black. And his name, someone wanted his name, Justin Pope. Black says Miss Smart. White says Mwangangi. The correct answer is Karen went black. The correct answer is white. Really think niggas ain't shit, huh, Karen?
That name though.
Some people got it right.
Man, that's a nigga crime. Yeah, it don't make sense.
Oh my God. Robbing for Peter to pay Peter.
Right?
All right, let's go to the last thing. Sword of ratchetness. A man with a sword, other edged weapons is charged at the vehicle rounds Parliament Hill front gates.
What?
Ottawa police have arrested a man they say ran a vehicle in the Parliament Hill gates while in possession of edged weapons, including a sword.
Weapons, so more than one.
Weapons, yeah. Happened at 3:30 a.m. Wednesday when an unauthorized vehicle drove onto Wellington Street, which is closed to traffic, and onto the front gates, the Ottawa Police Service said in a media release. Security infrastructure prevented the vehicle from going any further. Police added, and a nearby Ottawa police officer took the driver into custody without further incident. There was minimal damage to the gates because it's Canada. You know. The driver, Maxwell Pate, 29, appeared in court later on Wednesday and was charged with dangerous operation of a vehicle and mischief.
Not mischief.
Okay, Loki. Pate was previously charged with 2 counts of assault with a weapon on May 2nd. He was out on release under condition to possess no weapons. But police allege he had several edged weapons, including a sword, when he rammed the gate. He was reported missing earlier this year. Police said at the time he's possibly armed with a knife and a risk of harm to himself and the others.
Reported missing? What he do? Get lost in the woods? How you just go missing?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, be careful these people with these motherfucking swords, man.
Be safe, Canada.
Mm-hmm. Running up on the Parliament Hill in Canada, man. Ain't nowhere safe these days.
Mm-mm.
All right, you hosers. That's it for today. We'll be back to later on in the week, eh? Until next time. Don't forget September 2nd, the Blackout Tips Day. Get your gear and your merch tomorrow. A little birdie told me tomorrow the Teepublic Store is having a sale. Shit gonna be like 30% off.
Come on,
cop you something.
Cop you your mug.
Take your selfie.
That sticker, that T-shirt you done had your eye on, and Roger gets constantly putting new shit out there too.
We always have super dope designs. Y'all can see them for yourselves, man. Like if you're in the anime, cartoons and stuff, we got a bunch of them. I really want to get one of us as Muppets or puppets, but I can't find somebody to do it yet. But all right, y'all. Make sure y'all do that until
in the link is in the show notes. So for those of you, when you hear us talking about it, we're not actually saying it. The link is in the show notes. And again, the date is September the 2nd.
All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Until next time. Peace. And I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.